Hello again. It's been a little while. I haven't done a video for probably coming up to a month now. Probably a month now. So welcome if this is the first time you visited this channel. The idea really was to create 26 videos this year, every 2 weeks in principle, to chart my personal development journey and to follow myself speaking on camera, because historically I haven't been a big fan of speaking on camera. In the process of doing this over half a year, I think, I've kind of become a bit more comfortable. So if you look at some of the past videos, you'll see what I mean. I've been on holiday for the last 2 and nearly 3 weeks, and then I've been too busy to do anything in the last week. So I'm back in terms of these videos. Now, these videos are meant to be all about personal development, or charting my personal development journey over the year. I don't do these scripted, so this is warts and all. I don't do any editing, so what you see is what you get. But that's really part and parcel of the process. I always say people should try this themselves. They should, set up a channel, record themselves, throw it out into the internet ether, see what comes back. Sometimes you get followers, sometimes you don't, sometimes you get viewers, sometimes you don't. That's not the point. For me, this is about me being able to look back in 6 months' time and see how I've progressed over the year. And I do really value the fact that I've done these videos now. At some points I was thinking, why am I still doing these videos? There aren't anybody looking at them. The reality is I'm the only person that really counts in this process. I mean, obviously I value the fact that you're looking at this, but the point is I want to chart these videos for my own progress and for my own process of evolution and development. And that's really what this is about. So what have I been up to? Well, okay, so I've been on holiday. In case you haven't seen these videos before, I live in Asia, but I'm from the UK, so I went back to the UK for 2.5 weeks, just over 2.5 weeks, and it was great. I'm from London. My wife's family are from the north of England, so I saw a very big difference, I guess, in many ways, in terms of how the UK is evolving. Now, I'm not going to go into the full politics or economics of the country, but there did feel like there was a certain shift in terms of how things were a year ago. Things felt more tired. Things were obviously more expensive. Cost of living crisis is still a real thing. I noticed that particularly in the north, there was more litter, there was more tiredness, and you can extrapolate the fact that local councils don't have as much money to provide services. So as a result, litter and upkeep and maintenance aren't always top of their list. And that's kind of how it felt. In London, if you haven't been to London, it's a magnificent city, but it is expensive for a lot of people. And I'll say that because I have friends that they're rich. No two ways about it, they're rich. And there are some that are middle class, lower middle class, working class. That's the spread. So I thought I heard a noise. Okay, I'll keep going. That's the spread. Now, for those who have money, they're living the best life. Living in a great city, with great opportunities, with great entertainment, great concerts, festivals, parks, theatres, etc. Wonderful. But then there's those who historically would have been, living a very decent lifestyle in London, but are now feeling the pinch economically. And that was quite strange. People who I always viewed as relatively successful in their fields, admittedly their fields aren't necessarily the big moneyed areas. They could be successful within the charity field or successful within education. But I always thought they were, doing all right for themselves, and they are. But in the context of this cost of living crisis, yeah, it's quite a challenge. So, so it made me think. We've always got to stay on top of ourselves, our finances, and so on. And so I've been reconfiguring my financial picture. I'm jumping around now, but I was talking to a friend of mine who I used to know from out in Asia, who moved back to the UK, and she hasn't been able to get a full-time job for a couple of years now. And she has her own property, and she's doesn't have children. She has a partner, doesn't have children, but things are, and she had a very good career. But she hasn't been able to find a job. And the thing that kind of struck me was, she was talking about Airbnb in her apartment, which I don't know. It's obviously a good money making opportunity, but I guess I didn't think that she would be in that kind of state of being to look to generate money through Airbnb in the place that she lives in, her home base. So maybe she just her and her partner stay with friends for a week while they Airbnb, or maybe they go to a cheap hotel. I don't know. But long and short of all of this ramble is we need to keep on top of where we are at any one time. So personal development is obviously very personal, but unless you are intentional about things, life kind of takes over. And when I say life, I mean circumstance, the environment, the cost of living crisis, the economy, the next government, so on and so forth. So I am focusing on being more intentional with, looking at how my finances are currently set up. How is my career looking? What kind of ways in which I can build side hustles or have certain money generating opportunities in place. I actually just remembered another point that I was going to talk about today, but I will save that for another week because it's a bigger topic. But this is really about me coming back to recording, getting the practicing, putting in the reps, being relaxed, realizing that it's just me and me talking to each other. So as I said, practice this yourself. If you have had problems or issues or nerves presenting, speaking in public, talking to a camera, try it. For me, this has definitely been an area of advancement this year. So I'll leave it at that, and until next time, bye for now.